Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Understanding AzTAP Services and Website, brought to you by Melody Brooks of the Arizona Technology Access Program. My name is John McDermott, and I work for the Institute for Human Development in Flagstaff, Arizona. And we're happy to collaborate with AzTAP to deliver this webinar via the Adobe Connect web conferencing platform. I'd like to start off by sharing a few general housekeeping tidbits. This is a listen-only webinar. Please utilize the chat pod in the lower right there for questions or comments. And we will be recording this webinar as well and archiving them on the AzTAP site and also YouTube. So I'm going to hand it over to Melody Brooks. Here she is. Thank you very much.
Through our website. Also in the top right-hand corner, you should see a little box with 4 arrows pointing out of it. You can click on that if you want to make the my screen bigger on your screen, if you want to be able to see it bigger. So let's go ahead and get to who AzTAP is. We are a federally funded program through Northern Arizona University's Institute for Human Development. We are we provide free assistive technology services to everyone in the state, all ages, all disabilities. A lot of people don't realize that some of our services you can actually use through our website. So that's why I'm conducting this webinar today, so people really understand. Of course, you can always contact us, but if you're thinking about some assistive technology at 10 o'clock at night, you might be able to go through some of our services anytime. So as you can see, this is our home page. If you go to aztap.org, you'll see our home page. And I'm not going to read everything, but I will read our mission. It is to connect people with disabilities with the assistive technology they need to participate as fully as possible in activities that matter to them. And then, of course, after that, we have a definition of what assistive technology is. A lot of times, people think, they hear that term, and they automatically think high-tech, complex, expensive systems, computers, but that's not always the case. It could be a simple handheld magnifier or something like that. Assistive technology is basically any item that will help a person with a disability conduct a functional task. So it's a very broad definition, but it's a good one, I think, because then you don't have to sit and figure out, well, is this assistive technology? Is that assistive technology? Basically, it is anything that will help somebody perform a task. Now, we have a diverse amount of people that have signed up for this webinar. I don't know exactly how many people are logged on right now, but we had people register who are educators, vocational rehabilitation counselors, case managers, healthcare professionals, and consumers. So I am, of course, going to go over all of our services, including some that are specifically for K-12. If you have any questions, as John said, please put them in the chat area. I'll try not to go too fast because, of course, I'm used to the website. So I click here, click there, and I'll try to be slow so you guys can really see where I'm going while I click. And this is the first time I've shared my screen. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse or not, but I will try to describe where I'm pointing just in case you can't. So we have been federally funded to the U.S. Department of Education and Rehabilitation Services Administrations since 1994. We operate under the mandates of the Assistive Technology Act of 1998. So each state and U.S. territory has a program like ours. And so just so you know, we provide 7 key activities, which include demonstration, equipment loans, reutilization, alternative financing, public awareness, training and technical assistance, which includes assistance with transition services, and interagency coordination and collaboration. So I'll be able to show you information about a lot of those services, well, all of our services here online. All right. So I'm going to just scroll down here a little bit and show you what's on our homepage. There are some shortcuts here, but we're not going to use those shortcuts. We're going to go to the top, use the tabs, but just so you know that's there. Latest news is in the middle and toward the bottom of the page. We have a video here of AzTAP. And then underneath, we're talking about our open house celebration, which is tomorrow. If anybody's interested, please register and come on over. We're going to have a great time. You can read the latest AzTAP newsletter. And then, of course, we have our conference. It is set for July 12th through the 14th at the Hyatt Regency Resort and Spa. Registration information is not up yet for participants, but it is for vendors. So you can always check back and see what's going on there. We also have a list of apps. You can find it on the homepage here, and then you can find it in another area in the website as well. So I'm going to scroll back up, and I'm going to click on About Us. And I'm going to go ahead and go to our staff, so you can sort of see what we look like, I guess. Our program director is Jill Pleasant. She's an OT. Clayton Guffey is my counterpart here at AzTAP. He's an AT specialist. He has a background in social work. That's me. I have a background in special education. And then Martha runs our state alternative financing program, which I'll get into in a little bit. Adi Kalika is there. I forgot. I think she's a program associate. We'll call her that for now. She helps us do everything. And then I talked about a service for our K through 12. That's the Arizona Department of Education Loan Library, which we contract with the state of Arizona for that. And so Janelle Bowerly is the program coordinator. And then she has an administrative assistant, Debbie, who helps her out with that as well. So that's a little bit about staff. I'm going to go on to AT devices. And I'm going to click on Consultation for right now. Whenever I read off those 7 key activities, you probably noticed that I didn't say anything about consultation. Consultation is not something that is federally required for us to do, but we do provide the service. A consultation is not a formal assessment or evaluation. It's basically a casual conversation we have with folks about what their needs are, if they've tried something in the past, why isn't it working? Is it because they didn't like it, they outgrew it, what have you? And then we try to be sort of a technology matchmaker, matching products we know are available to what they're looking for. So we have this conversation with folks, which usually leads to other services. And let's see, it's not a formal written report, so you won't, like a lot of counselors and such, they do a full assessment and they give a report. We don't give a report at the end. We work pretty much directly with the person or with their therapist on consultations. Device demonstrations. It is federally defined as guided by an assistive technology professional, and we provide hands-on, in-depth exploration of the device. So basically, we will demonstrate the device, and then if at all appropriate or possible, we'll have the consumer try it out as well. So usually a consultation leads to a demonstration of our inventory. We have over 2,200 products that we provide our services with, and all of that inventory is online. And under AT devices, that's the next area, the AT loan libraries. You see there's the two. There's our lending library, and then the lending library used by the Department of Education personnel. So I'll go to ours first. Now I'm talking about the consultations, demonstrations, and equipment loans. We prefer that people come into the office, if at all possible, because this is where we have everything. And so if we meet with somebody and we decide to go a totally different direction, it's much easier to go in the next room versus 2 hours away or however far away the individual is. But if people cannot come to us, and we understand, we again provide our services statewide. So we will go anywhere that where people can't come to us within the state of Arizona. And so these are pictures right here of our lab where we meet with folks. So up here, it says search our inventory under AT demonstration and loan program. We're gonna look at the inventory. Now we're trying to put pictures on our inventory, but we just really started that recently. It's gonna take a while to get pictures. So if you ever don't really know what you're looking for, but you can describe it or describe the features you need, you can always give us a call and we'll help you. So you can search our inventory by all of these categories. It might be pretty small on your screen, but we have about 9 functional categories with one other. But basically, computers, daily living aids, environmental adaptations, hearing, and so on. So you can search by category, or you can go down here and search by keyword underneath. So I'm going to go to category, and I'm going to look and see how many items we have in hearing for people with hearing impairments. So I click on hearing and go to search. And right here it says we have 244 items for people with hearing impairments. And those are just the products that are marketed for people with hearing impairments, not necessarily everything that might work for something with a hearing impairment. One thing we really like to do is take mainstream products when possible and show how they can work for people with impairments as well. So I'm not going to go through this whole list, obviously, but this is how you can search our inventory. And maybe you see this Ameriphone 2000 Alert Master and you think, oh, that's cool. I want that. So I want to borrow that. Now, people can borrow most of our equipment for 2 weeks to see if it'll work for them or not. If people can't come in to the office, that's okay. We will ship the item to you. You can have it for 2 weeks, and we give you a return label to ship it back to us for free. So there, again, is no charge for any of these services. The only things we charge for at the moment is the conference, which we'll get to in a bit. But so say I want to borrow the Alert Master. So I click on there, and it's going to tell me what comes with the device. So this particular one has a bed shaker, a hanging door bell sensor, and a user manual booklet. Typically, if we know the cost would be here, the manufacturer, and where we got it from. And we're sort of like all the online sales, except this isn't sales. We can add it to our cart. So I want to go ahead and do that. And it's going to think. Okay. Okay, so I actually had put something else in my cart earlier. I was putting a mini dome switch light just for test purposes, but we have them both here now. We can use a little trash can to throw it away. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, delete. Okay, now I just have my Ameriphone 2000. If I wanted to get something else, I could continue browsing, and I could go back and just look at devices for hearing impairments. I'm just going to click the back arrow now of the regular website, or I could do a whole new search if I wanted to search for another kind of product. You do have to complete the request form, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Your items will automatically be listed up here. Not finding what you're looking for, you can tell us or explain it if you're not sure. You will have to put in this information, and actually to really show you, I'm going to have to do it. So I'm going to just do a fast one reel here. Fill in the blanks. If you need assistance doing this, I know some older folks or the folks that live in real rural areas, they may not have internet access. Again, they can always call us, and our services that are on web-based, we can assist them with that. Maricopa, so 2. Okay, so sorry about this. It's the only way to do it. Okay. Oops. Okay, I like to borrow the assistive technology and then answer these questions. If you, because we would have to call you anyways and ask you these questions. We have to know this stuff for our federal reporting. Is this going to be for your own use or on behalf of someone else? Have you previously borrowed from AzTAP? That's the person requesting. That's what we want to know. The person whose name is going to be on the loan document. All right, the age range. Yeah, there's the age range. You click on that. You put in this other stuff. What is the disability? What's the purpose of the loan? And what's it needed for? And then you can go through here. You can pick them up at the AzTAP office, of course, or you would like them shipped. And then do the CAPTCHA and submit it. Now, once you submit it, the email will go to, there will be an email sent to an Ask AzTAP email account. Clayton Guffey and I alternate weeks on who responds to the online requests. So one week you might get Clayton, the next time you do it, it might be me. And so just to let you know that you could be getting a response from either one of us. If we're shipping a package, we always add extra day, to ship back and forth. We will send you a loan agreement, which is pretty much, actually I can show you what a loan agreement looks like. No, I can't, sorry. The loan agreement is a pretty simple document. It is about 7 sentences long, and it basically says you'll take care of it, you'll get it back to us on time, you won't try to fix it if it breaks. There's a line on copyright issues. Usually though, if you want to borrow software, we send you a laptop with the software already on it. So there's not a lot of copyright issues with what we do. But that is how, if you know what you're looking for, you can request online in anytime. And we'll get back to you, of course, as soon as we can. I don't see any questions, so I guess we're okay there. All right. Let's see. So that is how our library looks and is set up. Next is the ADE lending library. So I'll explain this briefly for the folks that might be educators listening today. This particular loan library, they have, I'm not sure right now, but probably at least over 3,000, if not 3,500 devices. Their library is completely separate from ours, so they have their own inventory. It's actually housed up at Flagstaff at NAU at the Institute for Human Development, so it's a little confusing to people sometimes about which library they're in. But this is for school districts who have signed up. It's free to sign up. And what happens is a school personnel can borrow equipment from this library for 1 month to see if it'll work for students or not. And that's very different, you notice, than the 2 weeks that you can borrow equipment from us. That's just how they set up the rules for their loan library. The educators get it for a month, and whoever borrows from us directly, they're personally liable for the product. If an educator borrowed from the ADE loan library, their school district would be responsible for it. I'm sorry. So they would not be personally, but their school district would be responsible for the device. Their categories are a little bit different than ours because, of course, they're more school-based than we are. So I'll just show you that briefly. You can search their inventory. The categories that they have are computers, daily living aids, environmental, but they also have learning tools, mounts, recreation. So they have a little bit of a different categories, but not much. And it's the very same basic search that I showed you for ours. Now, if you're an educator, sometimes if you borrow equipment or you request equipment from ADE, you might still get it from us. And that's because we share our inventory with ADE. So if you want to borrow a Echo 2 and ADE does not have it, but we do, we actually send it out on their behalf as long as you've gone through their process. And again, you get it for a month and the liabilities with the school. So if you're an educator, you always want to go through the ADE loan library. If you're anybody else, you come directly through us. All right. So AT devices, we also have our Spotlight and Apps page. Here's another way you can get to know what apps we have. And we have an app finder here. We have a spotlighted devices section we try to update monthly. And so there's information on different products. And then the Arizona Department of Education, they have new at the Arizona Department of Education AT Loan Library. So I guess they're saying that they have iPad 1s available for long-term loans. That would be to school districts. And some new items in their inventory. And let's see, AT Lab. Now anybody can use our lab, not just us. If other professionals or vendors, counselors, whomever would like to use our lab and our equipment, you can do so, and it's free. But of course, you do have to call and schedule the room. So that's a little bit about our lab. And of course, we have success stories. I'm going to talk about AT Reuse next, which is has some programs on here that are actually not utilized very much and can be pretty cool and helpful to folks. Under AT Reuse, our first tab here is AT Exchange Site. And what this basically is that it's an online classified ads section for people that want to buy, sell, or trade assistive technology. Right now, vendors are not allowed to post ads. So it is basically somebody in the state doesn't need their assistive technology or their durable medical equipment anymore, and so they put up an ad. AzTAP just hosts the site. We do not have any, we're not engaged in the exchange at all, except when we do get donations, we put them on the exchange site for free. And when I say that, we don't get a lot of donations. We can't accept a lot because of room limitation. We don't have a lot of space, but every once in a while we'll get a little amplified phone or something like that. We'll put it on the exchange site for free. So now, in order to look, you don't have to register. But if you are interested in something, you would have to register to get that person's contact information. And register may sound involved, but it's really not. All you do is make a password, a username and password, and that's it. And you can find out more information and contact information from a person who's selling their equipment. So that's register right here and log in. You can view items available, which would give you the whole list of all of our ads. You can also view items needed. I'll click on that briefly, and you can see that individuals have indicated that they need specific items, but also, it says here handicapped vans needed. So it could be organizations that need things as well. How to post an ad is here, up here, and then also helpful tips. Again, if there's somebody that doesn't have computer access or isn't real computer savvy, we will go through it with them over the phone and post the ad for them. Once the ad is submitted, it goes to a person who then just reviews it, make sure it's appropriate, make sure all the questions have been answered for the product, and then it is put into the site. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to home. And down here, scroll down a little bit, is the categories. So if you don't want to look at everything and you want to look at just a particular area, you can do that. So I'm going to click on daily living aids. And you can get real specific if you wanted to. You can put certain miles of a zip code, but usually we tell people just go to the general category. There are 22 ads here for daily living aids. Of course, the ones that have a camera have pictures, so we'll go ahead and do that. The active aid tilt table right here, we're going to click on that. And it's going to have all the information that the person has wanted to put in their ad, description of the device, the manufacturer, the condition, the listing price, the price that's new. So you can go through there, see if that's something you like. Of course, photos are always nice. And then again, to get the contact information, you'd have to create an account to actually contact that individual. And the individual has decided how they want to be contacted. If they want to only be contacted by email, by phone, or both. It will let you know once you create an account and log back in. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the home page. And you can go back through here and look at these at your leisure. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's all for the AT Exchange. We also have an AT and Durable Medical, sorry, Durable Medical Equipment Reuse Coalition. So what this is a lot of people don't really know where the durable medical equipment loan closets are. There's several throughout the state, but sometimes they're hard to find in your area. And so we've contacted all of them we could find, and the ones that have agreed, we've put their contact information in one central location on our site here. So of course there's some definitions of terminology, but this site is for consumers and rehabilitation professionals in order to search the directory. And on the right hand side, we have for programs. So if you're a durable medical equipment closet and you want to be added to our website, you can do that as well. Or you can update your program. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Search Provider Directory. And I'm going to narrow it. Okay, so if you scroll down all the way, it shows you every durable medical equipment closet that has agreed to be on our site. Again, it's free for them, so there's no cost to anybody for these things. So I'm going to narrow my field search. I'm going to click here and say I need something. And then I'm going to click on type of equipment. And I'm going to scroll down and find something. Whoops, why is it doing that? Okay. That I'm looking for. So say I'm looking for bath transfer benches. I click there. And I'm not going to worry about zip code right now. Population, you could do adult or child. But I'm just going to hit filter. And it's going to give me a shorter list of durable medical equipment loan closets that have bath transfer benches for loan. So then I could go through just each one. Let's look at the, I don't know, the equipment loan closet with the ALS Association Arizona chapter. If we want to know more information about them, we can click on their link. And this gives you a description, mission statement, provided, of course, by the program, who they serve, Their business hours, if they're just in-state only, their eligibility criteria. Some of them have eligibility criteria, some of them don't. So it will be listed there. And any other things that the person might need to know about their program. And other equipment that they also have available. If they take donations. But mostly, you're going to be looking at this to see who's where the loan closets are. And so I think that the contact information is helpful to folks. So I'm going to go, let's see, back to about. And that is pretty much what we have here. We do have, we're developing some long-term loans. So, so this talks about the exchange, the reuse coalition, and then open-ended device loans. Most of, well, all of our loans are basically 2 weeks. Sometimes people need equipment for a little bit longer, maybe for the summer or something like that. We have older products, and we're just in the process of going through our inventory to see, what we would be able to put out on long-term loan to people or to organizations. And it would be on a case-by-case basis, but there would be products that are still usable, just, maybe not the latest and greatest model of the device. And so that's a possibility. You can always contact us to see what we might have available. Okay. So next we're going to go to AT funding. I talked about our state alternative financing program. That's the Arizona Loans for Assistive Technology, or AzLAT. What AzLAT is a low interest loan program that people can apply for a financial loan to get assistive technology they might need. Right now, the loan amount has to be from $500 to $10,000, although they can work around that a little bit, but that's the basic guideline. It is somewhat formal in the respect that your credit report is pulled. You don't have to have a perfect credit rating, but they just want to make sure, maybe that you have debt, maybe it's due to your disability or your impairment. They want to make sure you haven't walked away from your debt in the past. And it's not just a banker looking at your debt to income ratio. It's a whole committee of people that meet once a month to go over any applications that have been sent in. Now, this program, right now, I think it's about 3.5%, which is a lot less than, trying to buy assistive technology on a credit card or some other kind of unsecured loan. It's also, let's see, there are some, okay, we'll get to that in a minute, sorry. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yes, the assistive technology can be anything. Oh well, okay, almost anything. It can be home modifications. It can be co-pays if the individual has a co-pay for their hearing aid or wheelchair. It could be vehicle modifications such as the lift or hand controls. The program cannot purchase vehicles though, because vehicles we have a limited amount of money in that program, and vehicles are too expensive. But they will loan for any kind of modification needed in that vehicle. And of course, it pays for all regular assistive technology as well. So if we go down here a little bit, it has FAQs, frequently asked questions. So who's eligible, what other information is needed, and so on. So people can get their questions answered there, and of course, give us a call. Martha, as I said earlier, is the lady in charge of this program. And the applications can be downloaded here. We have one in Spanish as well. If you, of course, ever need any kind of documents in alternative format, you can just let us know that as well. If you need something in large print or Braille, what have you. So that's a very basic information on AzLat. Under that, you can also see that we have something called the seed loans. And so a seed loan is very similar in the process as an AzLat loan. But this is specifically for entrepreneurs. I'm sorry, I have a hard time saying that word right. But SEED stands for Self-Employment for Entrepreneurs with Disabilities. So if somebody wants to work at home, have a home business, or they need assistive technology for their work environment, and for whatever reason they need to themselves, or if they don't need assistive technology but they just need office equipment, then that's why the seed loan is nice, because it pays for things other than assistive technology as well, like maybe a desk, a phone, a computer, that kind of thing. So all the eligibility requirements and are very similar to AzLat. And here's a list also of what it could be used for. And it also gives you resources on where you can find self-employment resources on the internet. And that is the seed loan. Our loan program partners for AzLat is of course, the Arizona Multibank Community Development Corporation and the Arizona Community Foundation. So if you're interested, you can always take a look and see how we work with them. And of course, we have success stories. Okay, so education, AT education. We're going to go look at this. We have upcoming AzTAP training, and events. We do ask people register online. So we have these tabs we can take a look at. AzTAP office training and events. So again, we have our information about our open house tomorrow. We just had a Microsoft Accessibility Resource Center training a couple days ago for Windows 7. We're going to have one for Windows 8 next month. So if you want to know more about the accessibility features that are already built into the computer, I go through those. We'll also list community trainings, which unfortunately right now we don't have any listed. But AzTAP and IHD AT Center webinars. So this is where we're going to have our webinars. We're trying to have one at least once a month, a webinar. So we will be posting more information about the one in December, which of course is going to be, new products purchased at AzTAP. Everybody always asks us what's new, so we're going to show them what we have that's new. And then in January, Clayton will be doing one. And after that, we're actually going to get other presenters to present on topics related to assistive technology once a month. And then sometimes our vendor training, we have vendor trainings. We don't have any listed now, but sometimes we do. Community events. If any programs out there want to post their events, then we can do that. Spotlight on Assistive Technology. This is through the Department of Education. Looks like we have to take down V-Rate. It already happened. That's the Vision Rehab and Assistive Technology Expo. That was back on November 4th, so we'll take that down. AAC in the Desert, PRC workshop. So any kind of community events going on, we try to post those on our website. As I mentioned with our lab, anybody can use our lab. They just have to call and schedule it. We also have a meeting space that folks can use. Again, all they have to do is call and schedule. This is just some pictures of the area. Let's see. And then technical assistance. There's an explanation of technical assistance. So just one example here, helping a local nonprofit disability agency with a school and day program, on-site assistive technology program to better serve their clients. Basically, usually schools, programs, facilities, they want to make their programs more accessible for people with disabilities, and so they contact us. Recently, I've had a program in Flagstaff, contact us. They want to make their program more accessible to people with hearing impairments. So we'll be assisting them with that. Now here's all the good stuff about our conference. As I said, we don't have registration for participants up, but this is another place that information will be once it comes up. Just save the date. We do, of course, charge for the conference. That's the only thing we're charging for right now. In the future, we might be able to assist with formal assessments, but right now, the conference is what we're doing. Okay, that's all about the conference. So AT resources, I think, is really great to know about. So we have our newsletter online. So we have them in PDF, Word, and e-newsletter. If you ever want to go back and read all about us, you can. We have publications, lots of publications. Of course, we have our brochure that's over here to the right. Brochure and program description in different formats. We have in Spanish, in large print, text only, and PDF. We have a report recently from how the nationally the AT programs are doing, and so we have that information. We have some presentations by other individuals that have, of course, agreed. We have some archived presentations here. This is all about emergency preparedness. And then topic sheets, we have a lot of topic sheets. We'll just click on AT and aging. So here is a topic sheet on AT and aging. They're usually always double-sided or 2 pages, but you can get information on different categories. And then down here is where we would have our our archived webinars and videos. We got 2 at the moment. There's a presentation here on Arizona loans for assistive technology and how to make a switch adaptive toy. And of course, we will, these are all linked to the Institute for Human Development's YouTube channel. So you can take a look at those if you'd like to. Arizona resources, different topics, adapted driving evaluation, adapted sports, aging, and so on. So like, say I'm interested in blind low vision. I can click on that link and see in the state of Arizona who is providing services for people who are blind or have low vision. And then there will be links to that program's website. National resources, again, different topics. Say you're interested in aging and seniors, then there is, of course, national information on that topic. And so on. There's employment, vehicle modifications, universal design. Let's see what's on there. And so there's a few resources for universal design. Okay. Some of our partners, if that interests, oh, I guess we don't, never mind. So then contact us. This is our general, of course, contact information, but then if you want to send us an email message, you can do that from here. The to recipient, you just click on it, and then you can choose the person you want to send an email message to if you don't already know their email address, and it will be sent straight to them. And then go down to send message. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the home page here, and I'm going to attempt to bring back up Adobe. Well, you know what, I'll just stop sharing for the moment. Hello. Okay, so that's pretty much it. How long is the long-term loan for the iPad one? I'm not quite sure. You'll have to ask Janelle Bowerly to see what their policy is. Are there any other questions now that I can see the questions? Here is a survey. Please click on that link and take our survey on how we can improve our webinar. I'll just wait a few more minutes here, but otherwise, thank you very much for attending. Some folks are typing. How will the CEUs be assigned? We don't offer CEUs. We'll offer contact hour certificates, and just let us know that you'd like one. You're welcome, Charles. Welcome, Ed. Charlene asks, On the question on the forum, have you borrowed from AzTAP before? Is that for the therapist or the patient? Whoever is going to be responsible for that loan, that's because we have to go in and search for you. We want to know, how to, if we need to search for you or not in our database. So that's basically why we ask that question. Whoever's going to be borrowing the equipment. Sometimes it is the therapist, and sometimes it's the consumer. You're welcome. We didn't. Oh, I got it. Thanks, Dolores. I gotcha. Okay, Julie, I got you down. Oh, hi, Kenneth. Okay, Charles, I'll do that. Hi, Christine. Okay, I'll send you one too. Yes, Charlene. Yes, I did. I'm not sure how to pronounce Mabelita. Ms. Gonzalez, yes. Again, thank you all for coming, or logging in, I guess. Okay, Charlene, looking forward to it.